Yo, what's up you guys? We're back with another video. Today we got two topics to cover. Number one, Bandile is back with another broker. And there's another guy who's called Richunclee that we're gonna talk about to scam somebody. We're gonna talk about Bandile as well. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the information. Now, the straight off the bat, right? So I made a post to Instagram a couple of days ago. And I asked, like a wanted post, and I asked, where is Bandile? Because I haven't seen Bandile in a very long time. Now, there was a lot of comments. Some people even said that, you must stop talking about Bandile. But the last time I spoke about Bandile was 3-4 months ago, if I can remember. Guess what? Out of nowhere, Bandile comes and he drops this post. Profin Wealth, that is the new broker that I use. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bandile he's like the die-hard scammer in Forex, right? Now, I'm not associating the broker with him being a scammer. I'm associating him with himself being a scammer. Now, he's been the longest standing scammer that I have met in my entire life. Now, every time you think that Bandile is done and he's now started a new life, maybe got married, then Bandile comes back. Now, this year, I think Bandile had probably worked with 5 or 6, 7 brokers maybe. And you can see here they're following down the green logo part. For those of you that would know. And the broker that is now working with is called Profin Wealth, and I would assume it's Miss Megs. I don't know who Miss Megs is, but I think she probably owns the broker. I don't know, speaking under the term correction, because brokers is very otherwise, right? But quick update, Bandile is back as always, and doing what I do best, and I'm happy to see he's back. I'm just not too happy to see that. I thought he would be back in the Checker 60 outfit, like doing an actual job, right? I thought he'd be back doing an actual job, but that is not the case. It doesn't seem like that is the case in this situation, and for those reasons we are going to be just once again taking a look at exactly what it is that he is doing and going to do, right? So next story that we have over here that we are going to cover, it comes from a guy called Richunclee. Now, I don't know, firstly, the funniest thing about somebody calling themselves Richunclee is the fact that if you speak to them, you have to call them uncle also. So imagine speaking to a child who's younger than you, but because of his name, you have to call him uncle. And you're going to see exactly what it is that I'm referring to when I talk about calling somebody uncle who is not your uncle. And then what makes it even worse is calling somebody a rich uncle when they're not even rich and they're not also your uncle. But in any case, just like this person you learned today, and I can't reach out, says show your bots. I'm willing to get one of them. Yo, good evening, brother. Hope you're doing great. Please share your number. Now, you can see this didn't happen too long ago, 1st of September, and this is kind of when things happen. Now, I don't know what you guys were doing on the 1st of September, but while you were doing what you were doing, this guy got scammed. Right now, I'm making this video, somebody's getting scammed as well, because people don't learn that there's no way to get rich quick in this life. You have to go work, put your hand to work. You have to work somehow, right? And then his uncle says, you know what, here's my phone number, there's my information. This all happened first on Instagram, right? Then the conversation took to WhatsApp. He says, Richunclee, I hope you're still great. It's me, the guy got yourself from IG. They then sent this big proposal, this advertising. You're speaking to Richunclee. Make sure you save this number so you don't miss the content I drop on my status. Follow me on Instagram and X, Y, and Z, right? Client says, you're great. He says, I'm great, how are you? Conversation continues, and he says, I'm great, how are you? So client asks, I'm dope, blood, thank you. Like, why would you even, but okay, it's fine. Client says, so I'm wondering if your bot are still on special. Of course it's still on special. There's no such thing as a special. These bots that they are selling is worth nothing. So anything that is on special, like even with Black Friday now, people's like Black Friday sales, as if there is a demand for the stuff that they are selling. Any case, he says yes, there are, and he says, when is the special ending? He says in 5 days. Client asks, can I call you? The price is still 750 rand. He says yes. He asks, call for. He says, yo, I got the amount, I'm interested. And the client says, I want to call you before you scam me, right? He says, okay, we can call. Video call, no answer. Video call, no answer. Video call doesn't approve, bro. Voice call, and then, you know, question mark, and then he says, I'll call, and then there was a video call exchange for 32 seconds. Now, at this point, again, I'm gonna say the same thing that I said the last time, right? People, like, of all the questions you can ask somebody in order to verify that they are legitimate, you ask them for a call. Of all the things you can ask the people in the world, it's like, you know, it's like this. You go to a car dealership, right? And of all the questions you can ask about the car, you say, can you turn the ignition on for me? Because you guys are asking for the bare minimum. Can I get on a call with you? I just want to confirm that I'm speaking to you. Nothing else. Nothing. You can be scammed so easily. It's like, I just need to confirm that I am speaking to the scammer before I get scammed. Like that. You need to ask for trade history, consumer feedback. What does people say about the EA? But you guys are too scared to ask because you think he's not going to sell you the bot. Take your money, go to KFC and enjoy yourself. They say network or connection. He says, as long as you saw my face, we can't call any longer, fam. Video calls are just to confirm you're talking to me, not really having a long conversation. As talking like somebody who's really got money, you know. So then the client asks, how can we proceed? He provides African banking information. Client asks, you're using the cell phone number, right? He says, make sure it's an immediate payment. Again, it's a trend of making sure it's an immediate payment. I'm a millionaire, I'm your rich uncle, but make sure it's an immediate payment because I need it to reflect immediately, right? The client says, we're using Thai Bank, so it's a cell phone number, so we want to clearly make sure we don't do nonsense, right? He says, he says to rich uncle, no problem, I'll make an immediate payment. And there you can see he made the payment to rich uncle, right? So, you know, rich uncle, he says, cool, and he provides them with the app to download. Now, remember, like I always say, that when it comes to transparency, this is something these guys don't do. Now, they are not being transparent to tell the client there's probably going to be more upfront fees that you need to pay before, you know, but they don't say that. But in any case, the client then says that, good evening, I've paid for the portal, but nothing happens. It keeps saying something went wrong. Try again. I've tried plenty of times. So the client had already paid in for the EA. The client had paid to get access to the portal that they need to use. And now the client can't get in, right? But in any case, the client says, so I'm a bit confused. What move I should do next, uncle? Sorry, bro, didn't clearly read. Sorry, bro, didn't read clearly. I'm really sorry, uncle. Why would you call this guy uncle? Now, this is the part where they start talking to themselves, right? Good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry to not keeping in touch. How the bot been operating? Had to go to work for the whole week, but I'm about to pay for the portal, so I'll keep in touch tomorrow. Hope you had a great day. So he says, cool, let me know. You see, this is the problem that I have with people that respects a scammer, right? They respect a scammer, but let me tell him now I'm going to give you an account, and I don't do it. You know how these people will come at you. But when it comes to these scammers, yes, uncle, I'm sorry, uncle. Rich uncle says, cool, let me know. Client says, donkey. Then, so now the problem is here, or maybe can't we use another broker? Good afternoon, sub bro, can't you create the new license key so that we can be able to move it on another phone because this phone is slow? Good afternoon, can't you maybe get back to me or to us like you are not willing to assist your clients, brother, or tell us maybe you don't know? 19th of September, what about the new one we bought? Then he was already selling an old one. Was already selling a new one to the people to tell them about the update. And from there, the client never ever heard back from him first or again. Now, may this serve as a reminder that nothing about these guys ever in my entire life, I've never seen these guys do anything any different. They all run the same scam, they all do the same things, and they all do it in the same way. Guys, let me tell you something, right? If somebody's not willing to prove to you based on a statement or a trade history that they that this thing that they are selling you has made them money, don't be intrigued by what they tell you and say, oh, if you want to miss out, you miss out. Don't be fooled by screenshots that they post that where clients are testimonials, because you can make all of these things yourself. Remember, there's a reason why KFC will never sell you the special spice. Because if they have to sell the special spice, then everyone is going to start making money. So what's stopping you from reselling the ear they're reselling for $7.50 for a lesser price? You might say, yeah, but it's gonna, we're gonna require a license. You can go on Fiverr and hire someone to do what they need to do. But in any case, guys, that's all from my side. Thank you for your time, and as always, cheers for the ears.